Welcome to the FineReport instructional course on product registration. When your enterprise begins to use FineReport products officially, the first step is to learn how to register. Registration is the initial stage in using FineReport products, as it provides you with a legitimate license file, allowing you to unlock all the features of the software. In this instructional course, we will guide you through the process of registering FineReport products, including selecting different registration methods, obtaining license files, and addressing common registration issues. Whether you are a first-time user of FineReport products or need to register on a new server, this course offers detailed guidance. We will assist you in completing the registration smoothly with easy-to-follow steps and practical demonstrations, ensuring that you can effectively leverage FineReport products for robust data analysis and reporting. Let's get started. By the end of this instructional course, you will be able to effortlessly register and activate FineReport products, providing yourself and your team with exceptional tools for data analysis and reporting. First, let's understand the basic concept of registration. What is registration? Registration refers to the process where customers purchase the official version of FineReport products, deploy the FineReport product project on their servers, and submit server information to FineReport's official business department in order to obtain formal usage rights and corresponding services for the software. Through product registration, customers can obtain the software's license files, use the features they have purchased based on their needs, and enjoy official technical support and other services. It's important to note that registration distinguishes between different features. Even if a project is registered, certain features cannot be used if the corresponding function points haven't been purchased. If there is a need to add feature points, you can contact sales at any time. After understanding the concept of registration, you might still have some questions. Does this mean you can't use FineReport products without registration? What's the difference between product registration and product activation? Let's use a table to illustrate the differences between registration and activation. Activation refers to the process of obtaining a product software activation code and activating the software for free use. Activation uses activation codes obtained from the official FineReport website, and it can be obtained for free. After activating the product, you can use most of the software's features, but there are limitations, such as a maximum of 2 concurrent IPs, and some features may display a trial function prompt. Therefore, product activation is suitable for personal free trials. Registration, on the other hand, is the process of purchasing the authorized version of the product software to obtain formal usage rights and corresponding services. Registration requires contacting sales for purchase and sending an email to FineReport's business department to apply for the license files. After registering the product, you can use the features you have purchased based on your needs and use them within the purchased IP concurrency range. It is suitable for formal enterprise use. By comparing the concepts and use cases through the table, I believe you have gained a deeper understanding of registration. Let's continue with the next section. How do you determine if a FineReport product project is registered? You can use the administrator account to log into the decision-making platform. Click on Management System Registration. If the product project is not registered, viewing the registration information will display Not Registered. If the product is not registered, what are the impacts on the project? For unregistered or expired registration authorization files, enterprise users accessing FineReport reports or performing data analysis through IP or domain will display copyright information at the bottom of the report. Focused on BI 17 years, FineReport is your optimal choice. Powered by FineReport, Trial Mode. If FineBI is not registered or the registration license has expired, users accessing templates or performing data analysis through IP or domain will receive a registration reminder once a day. Unregistered projects have a fixed concurrent limit of 2, meaning only 2 different IPs can access the server simultaneously. If the number of IPs currently accessing the server has reached the maximum concurrency, subsequent users will be unable to access. Unregistered versions of the project server will pause every 7 days, rendering reports inaccessible. To resolve this, you will need to restart the project server, such as Tomcat. If your project is in progress, the above-mentioned pause issue due to unregistered status may have a significant impact on your project, potentially resulting in unnecessary losses. Therefore, we recommend contacting sales to purchase registration before use. Products may randomly display error messages such as need a registration code or the number of users exceeds the limit, or certain functions may not be available. For example, when FineBI project is unregistered, users accessing templates or performing data analysis through IP or domain cannot use the recycle bin and data explanation functions. When it comes to registering FineReport products, we offer multiple methods to ensure that you can use the products in the way that best suits your needs. Whether your environment is on a local server, in the cloud, or on a virtual machine, we have corresponding registration methods to meet your requirements. In this final section of the course, we will introduce these different registration methods so that you can easily choose and implement the one that suits you best. We will cover everything from standard license registration to cloud registration and other advanced options to ensure that you have a clear understanding of how to register FineReport products. The first registration method is local machine authentication information registration, which is also the most common authentication method we use. This method requires that the physical information of the server where the project is located remains fixed. Customers export the RIF file to obtain the MAC address and machine code, which is used to generate a unique identification authorization file. The customer's server can be in an internet environment, and there is no need to open external ports. It's important to note that a formal LIC file can only be used for one project. If an enterprise changes its project server, it needs to contact the FineReport business department for authorization migration. Let's continue with the second registration method, local container authentication. This authentication method is designed for environments such as private clouds, virtual servers, and other situations where servers are not fixed or change frequently. The advantage of local container authentication is that the customer's server can be in an internet environment, and there is no need to open external ports. The physical information of the project server does not need to be fixed, and there is no need to provide an additional server with fixed physical information as an authorization server. However, there are some limitations as well. A formal LIC file can only be used for one project. After restarting the project server, re-authentication is required. If you need to change the authorized project, you will need to contact the business department for registration migration. Next, let's discuss the third registration method, which is public cloud authentication. If a customer needs to register multiple projects and finds it cumbersome to export project information multiple times but doesn't want to set up a local authorization server, FineReport has set up a public cloud authentication server. Customers initiate authorization requests by filling out authentication information and sending it to the public cloud authentication server, which centrally validates the authorization. This registration method is quite flexible. It only requires the customer's project server to be able to communicate with the FineReport public cloud server to complete the registration. There's no need for fixed physical information on the server, and no need to provide an additional server with fixed physical information as an authorization server. If customers apply for authorization without restricting server IPs, they can register on any server, which provides greater flexibility. If you need to change the authorized project in the future, users don't need to contact the sales department, they can perform the migration themselves. The fourth registration method is private cloud authentication. When the project is deployed on a virtual machine or a cloud platform and the physical information of the server is not fixed, you can choose a server with fixed physical information as the authorization server and bind the project registration to that server's address. With this registration method, the physical information of the project server can change. Within the allowed number of authorizations, one authorization server can grant authorizations to multiple servers. When servers are migrated, there's no need to reapply for authorization files, you just need to ensure that the server where the project is located can communicate with the authorization server. The fifth registration method is container private cloud authentication. This method is suitable for scenarios where the authentication server is deployed in a Docker container, the server cannot bind to machine code/MAC address, and the project cannot connect to the external network. The final method is encryption lock authentication. For some large projects where the same project may be deployed on multiple servers, or when users are unable to provide the physical information of the server where the project is located and do not want to set up a local authorization server, encryption lock authentication can be used. It binds the authorization to the application name. These are the scenarios overview for several authentication methods offered by FineReport. We also provide a flowchart to help you better understand and choose the appropriate registration method. In the next section of the course, we will focus on the most common authentication method for FineReport products, which is local machine information authentication registration. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced user, we will provide easy-to-understand steps and examples to help you complete the registration process. Don't worry about complexity, we will guide you through the process smoothly to ensure that you can quickly enjoy the powerful features of FineReport products.